The line between scientific genius and obsessive fanaticism is a thin one.
I'm Tim Tacklebox Beat, and I'm here with Lucy, the Lure-matic computer, to review another amazing fishing product. Are you ready, Lucy?
Of course I'm ready. I am a supercomputer. I never sleep. Although, to be honest, sometimes I pretend I'm asleep so you won't interrupt my research.
I've always suspected that. Now, Lucy, you know I enjoy ultralight finesse fishing.
I am quite aware.
Well, I recently discovered Creek Life Lure Company. They're a family-owned business from Tennessee, and they embrace all things that have to do with creek fishing and microfishing. I mean, who doesn't like splashing around in a creek, chasing smallies or trout or panfish, or even creek chubs?
I do not enjoy splashing in a creek. I'm still waiting for you to buy me a waterproof exterior case to protect my electronics.
I'm working on that, Lucy. But believe me, everyone else loves a creek. And what intrigued me about Creek Life Lure Company were two products that are smaller than others I've seen and are perfect for ultralight finesse fishing. They sell micro extra wide gap hooks and micro Cheb sinkers.
That's an excellent pairing. Extra wide gap hooks are the ones most anglers associate with fishing soft baits, such as plastic worms. There's a 90-degree bend in the hook near the top, creating a much larger space between the hook point and shank. This allows baits to be fished weedless much more easily.
Usually when I see extra wide gap hooks, they're in large sizes for bass fishing, sizes like 1/0, 2/0, and 3/0. But Creek Life Lure Company sells them in sizes 8 and 10, perfect for fishing smaller creeks and ponds.
They're so tiny. They remind me of Rick Moranis in the movie, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
But unlike the movie, you won't want these to get bigger again.
Did you know Rick Moranis went to school with Geddy Lee, from the band, Rush?
How do you know all these things?
I read the entire internet twice a day to stay informed. I could talk for hours about the habits of native Australian land snails and recipes that use cheese whiz.
Please don't do that. But Lucy, if you think these hooks are small, look at these. Creek Life Lure Company also sells micro tungsten Cheb sinkers. A Cheb sinker is a bead with a wire snap through the center of it. One end of the clip attaches directly to the hook, and the other end is where your line is tied. This allows the soft plastic bait a greater range of movement, whether you're swimming the lure or finesse fishing a Ned rig. You can't believe the added action to the bait. In a way, it's like fishing a wobble jig.
Definition: wobble jig. A jig with a free swinging hook that allows the soft plastic bait a greater range of movement whether you're swimming it or finesse fishing a Ned rig.
Lucy, that's almost exactly what I said.
You said it so well, I could not improve on it. The Cheb sinker's origin is Russian. In fact, its name comes from the archaic Russian verb that means to topple. That's appropriate because a Cheb weight allows your bait to topple and move around more. But most Cheb weights are much larger.
They sure are. The ones from Creek Life Lure Company come in 1/32 ounce and 1/64 ounce sizes. Those are some great ultralight sizes and pair perfectly with the hooks. I can actually rig a 2.5-inch trout worm weedless using them. It takes a minute to get it right, but it's a killer rig and one I'm super excited about. I took them down to the test pond and they performed great. Excellent action. There are many fishing situations that this rig would be perfect for. And I also like the tungsten because it's smaller. And you know what I always say, Lucy.
Lead-free is the way to be.
Absolutely. So I give Creek Life Lure Company 4.7 golden tackle boxes.
Tim. Do you see a flaw with that score? In the past, you have struck your bell one time for each tackle box awarded.
Yes, just like this.
So how do you plan to do 0.7 of a bell ring? In the past, you've only given scores that were whole numbers, such as 4 or 5.
Lucy, I am way ahead of you. I brought this with me today.
You should not be allowed to own a samurai sword.
I award Creek Life Lure Company 4.7 golden tackle boxes. You gotta love that 0.7.
You sliced that bell clean in two. That was actually kind of impressive. And you have more bells for our future fishing product reviews?
I bought a case of 500 bells, so I'm prepared for the future.
You are one resourceful human. A crazy, fishing fanatic. But also resourceful.
Lucy, where can listeners find Creek Life Lure Company?
You can visit the Creek Life Lure Company website at creeklifelureco.com. They also have a great YouTube channel, where you can see their products in action.
Thanks, Lucy. Now off to search for more fishing tackle innovations.